Okay, I'd like to call the Site Plan Review Committee to order for Thursday, April 9th, 2026. Roll call, please.
President Kardasky.
Here.
Gary Paul.
Here.
Dennis Persick.
Here.
Dale Quinn.
Here.
Carrie Rathburn.
Here.
Andy Kurowski. And Dan Pamprin are excused.
Please stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please remember our men and women throughout the world in uniform. I have no changes to the agenda. I need a motion to approve.
Move to approve the agenda.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion carried. Number 5, action on the minutes. Consider, discuss, act on the minutes of the March 3rd, 2026 Site Plan Review Committee meeting.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve those minutes as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion carried. 6A, consider, discuss, act on a temporary sign permit request at 2270 South Oneida Street, Nativity of Our Lord Parish. Aaron.
All right, thank you. This is the annual application by Nativity for their car raffle signage, temporary signage they put out. It does exceed the area length and duration as permissible by staff. So it does have to come to Site Plan Review Committee for their review and approval. It is the same as the past few years.
Move to approve the temporary sign permit at 2270 South Oneida Street, Nativity of Our Lord Parish.
Motion and a second to approve the temporary sign request at 2270 South Oneida. Any comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Motion carried. 6B, consider, discuss, act on a site plan review request for a residential accessory structure larger than 576 square feet, 1860 Tas-Sha Court, Parcel VA-L186-13. Aaron.
All right, thank you. I'll share my screen for this one, just to show a site plan. Okay, all right. So as you can see, the up on the site screen, the owners, Dan and Sharon Kostelic, have requested site plan review for a proposed detached garage, as you can see in the back part of the property, right here. Under Village Code, any accessory structure larger than 576 square feet does require site plan review approval. This property is within the village's RE Rural Estate Zoning District, which does have a larger allowance for accessory structures due to the more, again, rural nature of the area. The proposed accessory structure is just under the 1,500 square foot maximum size for this zoning district for this size of property, about 3.228 acres. For reference, on RE zoned lots with 3 to 4.99 acres, the total square footage of accessory buildings may not exceed 1,500 square feet. So along with that, the small shed to the back will be removed because that would, if they do maintain that, it will be over that 1,500 square feet. As noted, the accessory structure is about 1,491 square feet. I'll just show the rendering here of the maybe I won't. Bear with me a second here. All right. Well, the building is to be brick with 2 overhead garage doors, one in the front, one in the back. Let me see if I can bring that up here for you.
We got it on here, Aaron.
You got it up on?
We got it
Okay,
up here.
great. You can see it as a well-designed building. If you have any questions regarding the proposal, the Kostelics are in the audience.
You're not going to beat this one around. That's a very, very nice building. I wish they all looked like that in Ashwaubenon.
Okay, Is that a motion, Gary?
All right, I'll make a
Question,
motion
or-
to approve the beautiful building on that piece of property.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the site plan review request for accessory structure larger than 576 square feet at 1860 Tas-Sha Court. Any other further discussion? Questions?
There was no staff conditions in it.
There was just the removal of that
The
smaller
old
shed.
building, Okay.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 6C, consider, discuss, act on a site plan review request for exterior improvements to First Supply, 3014 Holmgren Way, Parcel VA-228-14-K-3. Aaron?
All right, I will share my screen again, and hopefully my Adobe cooperates with me. There we go. All right, Bayland Buildings, as applicant for property owners Green Bay Property A LLC, is requesting site plan review for some exterior improvements to First Supply, again at 3014 Holmgren Way. Modernization of the front facade. As you can see there, they'll be removing and replacing the existing steel panels on the east or Holmgren side of the building, installing a new framed building canopy, cutting installation of new windows and painting of the existing stone veneer, and also the existing steel siding on the southwest and north sides of the building. Because there are proposed new windows, so on and so forth, that did have to go through site plan review. The new metal panels, under our code, of course, are required to use fully concealed fasteners. The new signage indicated on there will go through our separate typical sign permit process. In terms of recommended conditions of approval, as noted, use of fully concealed fasteners for the new exterior metal wall panels. Screen any new rooftop or ground mounted mechanical units visible from the property boundary or public right-of-way. And then to catch all, meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon site plan review and all other applicable village ordinances. If you have any questions, happy to answer them. Otherwise, Representative of Bayland Buildings is also in the audience.
Okay. Any questions?
The only comment I got on it, I think that looks nice. Some of these older buildings need a facelift. So somebody want to make a,
I'll make a motion.
there you go.
Okay, so is your motion to approve?
To approve, yeah.
With staff condition?
Staff conditions, please.
Okay, do we have a second? Okay, Dennis did a second. So we have a motion and a second to approve the exterior improvements for parcel VA-228-14-K-3 with staff conditions. Any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 6D, consider, discuss, act on a site plan review request for exterior improvements to Ashwaubenon Plumbing, 3090 Market Street, parcel VA-228-14-K-36-2. Aaron?
All right, thank you. And I will again share my screen and pray it works. Okay. Another exterior improvement to an existing building in our industrial park. Shoe Construction, as applicant for property owner Michael J. and Rita A. Huth Revocable Trust, requesting site plan review for exterior improvements to the existing building that houses Ashwaubenon Plumbing at 3090 Market Street. Proposed exterior improvements, as indicated on the elevation, include removing and replacing existing steel panels with new concealed fastener, insulated metal wall panels, upgraded windows and doors, new decorative awnings, new lighting, new sidewalk, and landscaping on the east or the front exterior of the building. The south, north, and west building elevations will be repainted. As the subject property is within the IP Industrial Park zoning district, there is no building addition greater than 75% of the gross building footprint, and only the exterior wall panels are being replaced. Masonry wainscot is not required under the code. If you have any questions, happy to answer them. Otherwise, representatives of Shoe Construction are in the audience as well. Oh, I should touch on the conditions. Sorry about that. Recommended conditions of approval, use of fully concealed fasteners for new exterior metal wall panels, screen any new rooftop or ground-mounted mechanical units visible from the property boundaries or public right-of-way, and meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon site plan review and all other applicable village ordinances. As mentioned, any questions, happy to answer them. Otherwise, Shoe Construction is in the audience as well.
Why is masonry wainscoting not required on this building?
Reason for that is because it is an existing building, and they're not adding on to it. So if there was an addition greater than 75% under our code, then the masonry would be required. But it is not required for just replacement of exterior wall panels.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's an improvement. Not as pretty as the other one, but it's definitely an improvement. Anybody else wanna?
Anybody want to make a motion?
Move to approve with conditions.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the site plan for exterior improvements for Ashwaubenon Plumbing, 3090 Market Street. Any other discussion, concerns, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 6E, consider, discuss, act on a site plan review request for a new building and parking lot at 1401 Glory Road, Parcel VA-35-32-A-1. Aaron.
All right, thank you. I will again bring up my screen. All right, this is for a new building in the industrial park on a currently vacant piece of property just to the to the east of our Glory Road stormwater pond that we have out in that area. Veerbecker Associates, as applicant for the property owner, Monty and Sandy Roloff Revocable Trust, are requesting site plan review for a new 4,500 square foot building at 1401 Glory Road. As mentioned, the property is zoned IP Industrial Park, and the proposed new building, it will meet all dimensional standards, setbacks, minimum lot size, so on and so forth, for the Industrial Park zoning district. Application indicates that half of the proposed new building will be used for an indoor recreation facility, and the second half will be utilized by the owners of the property for their own personal use. Indoor recreation is a permitted use within the IP Industrial Park zoning district. Should be noted that any additional uses outside of those two will also need to comply with the permitted uses within the IP zoning district. If you'll notice on the site plan, there is an extensive area of wetland to the southeast of the proposed property. There was a certified wetland delineation that was done and approved by the DNR to delineate the boundaries of that wetland, as well as a 35-foot environmentally sensitive area setback, 10 foot. Either way, the ESA line setback is right here, and the disturbance is outside of that area. Moving on to the elevation, what you see here, elevations of the building. In this case, Gary should mention, as a new building, it will have a 3-foot masonry wainscot all around it. The southwest sidewall does not show it on here, but as a condition of approval, it does indicate that that is a requirement of the code. Parking lot will have curbing as required under village code, and a sidewalk will be located between the parking lot and the building. Stormwater management did request where parking lot flume discharges are located, that velocity dissipation rock or permanent EMAT should be installed to prevent erosion into the wetland or the Glory Pond. As noted previously, all metal wall panels are required to utilize fully concealed fasteners and have the minimum 3-foot masonry wainscot, including the southwest sidewall elevation. In terms of recommended conditions of approval, use of fully concealed fasteners for all exterior wall panels, screen any rooftop or ground-mounted mechanical units visible from the property boundaries or public right-of-way. All new metal wall panels are to include a minimum 3-foot masonry wainscot on all elevations. Meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon site plan review and all applicable village ordinances. From engineering, Contact Village of Ashwaubenon Utilities Operations Supervisor Al Farber for pricing and scheduling of 2-inch water and 6-inch sanitary laterals from Gloria Road mains to the property line. From Stormwater Management, if more than 1 acre is disturbed, including lawn restoration, please submit a stormwater management plan. Install erosion control prior to disturbing the site and maintain erosion control from start of construction through establishment of turf. Include velocity dissipation rock or permanent EMAT at the parking lot flume discharge locations to prevent erosion into the wetland or Glory Pond side slope. We had no comments from public safety. From forestry, resubmit a landscape plan that meets village code to include 6 landscape trees prorated for the approximately 1 acre of buildable area and 1 tree per 7,000 square feet. Minimum size of planted trees to be 2-inch caliper for shade trees and 5 feet for evergreens. Please submit a revised landscape to include additional foundation plantings on the east, west, and north elevations, including a mixture of shrubs, grasses, and perennials. And we had no comment from Bike and Ped. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I believe representatives of the applicant are in the audience as well.
Great.
Aaron, you said there was gonna be landscaping around the building, I think you heard.
Correct, yep, subject to village forester Tim Bachneck's approval.
It's a nice party home.
Okay. Anybody else have questions, comments? Or we need a motion?
Move to approve the project on Glory Road. I lost my paper here.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the site plan for exterior improvements for a new building and parking lot at 1401 Glory Road, parcel VA-35-32-A-1 with staff conditions. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 6F, consider, discuss, act on a requested site plan and design review for the second amendment to the planned unit development PUD overlay zoning for West Point Center at 460 Marina Lane, parcels VA-132-16, VA-132-13, and VA-132-15. Aaron?
All right, thank you. I will share my screen again. All right, first I just want to reiterate, as a site plan review committee, you have review authority on the site plan and the design or the exterior design of the buildings. So we're not going to get into the proposed change in uses at site plan review. We're strictly looking at the site plan and the exterior makeup of the buildings themselves, okay? Plan Commission and Village Board will review the actual proposed change in uses at their reviews. So in terms of the project itself, this is, again, West Point Center. You have seen this before. Rather significant change to the proposal. What I'll do is just touch on those shortly. The project to the north here, this is the Community-Based Residential Facility, or CBRF, a memory care facility currently under construction at the site. Proposed change, there were, in the previously approved site plan, there were what they call garden apartments in this area in the northeast portion of the property. And then there, as well as down to this area as well, and townhomes, 6 townhomes in this area right along the riverfront. What has changed is that this is now a community-based residential facility for assisted living. Right here is the L-shaped one. And this one right here is a 3-story RCAC, residential care apartment complex, okay? So those are different types of supportive housing for senior citizens. So those are the proposed changes to the overall site. The access remains pretty much the same with access off of Broadway. They do have full access to Broadway through Brown County. And we have full access to Marina Lane here to the south. I do just indicate the extensive landscaping in this landscape plan as well. In terms of the I'm just gonna bring up the assisted living, again, the elevations for the two new buildings that are proposed. This is, the assisted living, again, it's very similar to the, memory care facility. Includes a mixture of, different types of siding, windows, so on and so forth. I'm not gonna zoom in, because I'm afraid it might, mess up my Adobe again, so I'm just gonna touch that as much as I want to. But you can see the elevations in your packets as well. So exterior materials for the CBRF, memory care under construction, again, that's similar to what was previously. The assisted living will include a mixture of stone veneer, brick, lap siding, board batten siding, and asphalt shingle roof, again, similar to the previously approved CBRF memory care facility. Should note all lap and board batten siding will be an engineered wood product as required under our code. The newly proposed three-story RCAC elevations you can see here. Located on the far east side of the property, again, and include a mixture of stone veneer, brick, lap siding, board and batten siding, again, similar to the previously noted facilities. It will also include an engineered wood product for the siding itself. I did note the extensive landscaping include a mixture of deciduous evergreen trees, leaving a total of 39% green space, well above the 25% green space required. In terms of recommended conditions of approval, I do want to note, I do want to add a recommended condition of approval that's not on the list, is to add approval of the PUD amendment or planned unit development amendment by the village board. And in terms of the standard ones, all parking areas, landscape islands, and drive areas are to have curbing, either conventional curb pan or rolled. Screen any rooftop or ground mounted mechanical units visible from the property boundaries or South Broadway or Marina Lane rights-of-way. Work with a qualified environmental consultant to remain in compliance with the DNR voluntary party liability exemption for closed environmental case through utility taps, construction, and restoration. Use full cutoff and shielded lighting to prevent glare into the hotel windows to the east. Siding materials are to be engineered wood or cement board. Lap siding is limited to no more than 25% of the surface area of any one elevation. Meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon site plan review and all other applicable village ordinances. From engineering, revise the grading plan along the north property line to include a swale so runoff stays on site and is treated by the existing storm pond. Indicate where the existing sanitary sewer holding tank / grease trap is located on the utility plan per building if required. Stormwater management, complete maintenance on the stormwater pond, including trash, sediment, vegetation removal, etc. Upgrade stormwater management plan with the new utility layout. Revise the grading plan along the north property line to include a swale so runoff stays on site and is treated by the existing storm pond. Public safety, forestry, bike and ped did not have comments related to the site plan itself. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I guess the applicants are not in the audience, but I'll answer whatever questions I can.
All right, Aaron, we're approving this product is approval with all our ordinances that we have in this project here.
Yes, sir. For our, this is a PUD, but it will also meet all of our code requirements as well.
And all
For the site plan and design review component that the site plan review committee reviews and has the authority to approve.
Okay, and we're just approving this is all we're doing.
Correct. This has nothing to do with the actual uses
Right.
as proposed.
Okay, very good.
And Aaron, you did add that one of the conditions is that the second amendment of the PUD is approved by the village board and the plan board.
Yes, that's one of my recommendations.
Okay. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody want to make a motion?
Motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
okay, so that is with staff conditions. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the site plan for West Point Center, 460 Marina Lane, with staff conditions. Are there any other comments, questions, concerns?
About that second amendment, Mayor.
Well, Aaron had said it, that's part of the staff conditions, is that second amendment has to be approved.
Yeah, I added that one in the discussion.
Yeah. Okay, does everybody understand?
Yep.
Okay, any other questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, number 7, items for next agenda. Do we have a next agenda?
We do, yes.
We do. There you go. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.